Today's episode on the podcast, Snopflop Part 2. Welcome to The Deep End, our captivating discussion series where we dive into the depths of the current Pokemon news, theories, and Fakemon. So this is part 2 of Chase's project for Snopflop, a Pokemon based on a rabbit that is the prey of Eevee and thus evolves into the counters for the evolutions. I'm going to go ahead and kick this one over to him so he can take over, and we'll dive into it.
So, like Draco said, these are evolutions to Snopflop, aptly dubbed Eevee's favorite food. So if you guys missed the last one, highly suggest going to watch it. I'm not biased or anything, but this is sort of an evolutionary line of Pokemon to parallel Eevee with a bit of a twist. And in today's episode, we'll be covering what I dub the fear evolutions, because from my understanding, two of the biggest fears in the world are the fear of death and the fear of insect. Little teaser of what's to come. Without further ado, let's kick things off.
So that everyone's on the same page. Chase has not revealed anything to us. He's going to go through his descriptions, and then we're going to be seeing the design work done. But you will be hearing mine and Gruin's live reactions on these.
I'd like to introduce you guys to the evolution that has been made to counter Espeon. And this evolution is Pedimortis, the Necro Shaman rabbit Pokemon. Its type is Ghost. Evolution method is you level up with an Espeon in the party. Height is 3 foot 11 inches. Weight is 50 pounds. Its standard ability is Necrotize, and Necrotize turns all the Pokemon's normal type moves into Ghost type moves. Its hidden ability is called Ritual Medicine, to feed off of that shaman theming, and the description for this ability is, this ability heals a Pokemon by 50% of its max HP every time it knocks out an opposing Pokemon. This ability also has a slight chance to trigger a Blood Rage, which severely confuses the user. And this is the same across all the evolutions. Its signature move is a move called Foot Flurry. It is 15 PP, it has a power of 70. This move can deal special or physical damage depending on which of the user's attack stats are higher. The move's type is normal. Its stat spreads are as follows. HP is 60, attack is 100, defense is 60, special attack is 100, special defense is 130, speed is 100, and that gives it a base stat total of 550. Its dex entry is Snopflop evolves into Pedimortis to protect weaker Snopflop from being preyed upon by Eevee and its evolutions. It excels at protecting weaker Snopflop from Espeon. Pedimortis are also known for their shamanistic healing rituals. It is said that Pedimortis can even revive recently deceased Pokemon, and Pedimortis will often produce spectral hands during battle to avoid getting too close to an opponent.
Oh god.
Whoa, I knew it would have a skull face or something. Let's go!
That is kind of somewhat horrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
Why I decided to sort of go for the skull mask is I also wanted to sort of invoke that jackalope iconography, because jackalope often have like the antlers and the ears. So I thought that would be a cool nod to how taxidermists would add those antlers onto rabbits that they would have stuffed to create jackalope.
I kind of dig the fact that it looks like it's standing on scrolls.
Yeah, so it actually doesn't stand. It actually floats. Those are supposed to represent acupuncture needles, but obviously in a more gruesome and sort of horror kind of way.
Just like your previous designs, you've got the fur around the neck, which is very indicative of the Pokemon in itself.
Yep.
And this one, what I'm trying to see here is, I see the one hand, and it's got what looks like almost like a scythe coming off of it. And then on the other, it almost looks like some kind of a tentacle thing wrapped around the arm. But it looks almost more like made of bone. And it's got a much longer tail than the others.
Its tail is obviously exposed bone, and that sort of like scythe-looking bit is actually because it's a ghost type, and it's a necro shaman, so it does represent death to some degree, and a big piece of iconography within ghostly realm, for lack of a better word, is the Grim Reaper's scythe. So that's what that little bit's supposed to represent. And the little piece wrapping around its other arm is more to represent the sort of necromancer side, how they like can control the dead to a certain degree. So it's actually, for example, the spine from a skeleton of a deceased Pokemon.
I like the colors, the ears, and the fluff. It kind of it reminds me of kind of like Eternatus a little bit with the color scheme, or Gigantamax Corp, one of them. But Pretty neat color scheme. It adds on to like the grim dark feeling that it's kind of like based off of, right? With it being a Reaper and everything. Definitely can't go wrong with the white. I think white was definitely a great choice for starters to make everything else stand out, as well as, you know, give it like that spectral design.
Oh, and before we move on, I do just want to give a shout out to Starguard Sora, who's obviously done the designs and who's going to continue doing the designs for this line. Very talented artist. He captured the vision very well. He did over-deliver on my expectations. If anyone wants a commission, go and check him out.
I have to say, I'm usually not a fan of asymmetric designs because it throws me off. I'm always striving for balance. But this design really, really works. And it does convey a lot of subliminal messaging about what typing it is, what it's designed to do. And this worked really well. I do like this.
The next one is going to be the evolution that is meant to counter Umbreon. Its name is Crickerhop, and it is the insect rabbit Pokemon. Its type is Bug. Evolution method is level up with an Umbreon in the party. Height again is 3 foot 11 inches. Weight is 50 pounds. Its ability is Hive Mind, and Hive Mind turns all of the Pokemon's normal type moves into bug type moves. Its hidden ability is Exo Armor. When Pokemon with this ability harden their exoskeletons when they drop below 50% HP, which boosts both of their defense stats by 50%. This ability also has a chance to also boost the Pokemon's attack by a further 25%. Its signature move, again, is Foot Flurry. Its stat spread as follows: HP 100, Attack 100, Defense 95, Special Attack 90, Special Defense 80, Speed 85. That gives us a total again of 550. Its Dex entry reads: Snopflop evolves into Crickerhop to protect weaker Snopflop from being preyed upon by Eevee and its evolutions. It excels at protecting weaker Snopflop from Umbreon. Legend says if you hear a Crickerhop song in the dead of night, your home will always remain protected against Dark-type Pokemon.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Excuse me. Hello.
I
was not expecting 4 arms here.
Although I was kind of expecting mandibles. I think this has become my new favorite design. That is an armored rabbit bug thing. You know what? No, I want this to be real. I want this to be a thing. I want this to be the evolution, because I'm going to call it Bugs Bunny.
That's brilliant.
Oh my god, that's good. That's good. That's good.
A lot of its inspiration actually came from crickets and locusts and various other grasshoppery looking creatures. And for the longest time, I've been a very big fan of Beedrill's design. So that's why it's got the sort of top arms are needle-like to deal +5 piercing damage, and the bottom arms are sort of like clubs to deal +5 bludgeoning damage.
References all the way.
Exactly. It was a bit weird because I knew I wanted it to have 6 appendages, so it's more insectoid, if that makes sense. But I really struggled with trying to describe how I actually wanted a Pokemon to look, and again, Sora absolutely knocked it out of the park.
You know, when you were reading his description, and then you told me earlier, like, oh, if you really like Mask, then you're really gonna like the next one. I'm like, and then like you started reading the descriptions, and then you got to that part where it's all like, oh, when you hear a Crickerhop's tune at night, you'll feel safe. I was like, oh my god, it's a superhero. It's Batman. It's probably a Kamen Rider Batman. Let's go. Let's do this. You know. And then I see it now, and it's like, oh my god, it kind of is.
Go Rabbit Rangers.
Yeah, so funny enough that you mentioned Kamen Rider, because the first iteration of this design was very Kamen Rider-esque.
Yeah, because like I feel like it would have been also kind of cool, like where the fluff is around its neck, like if it did kind of look like a scarf, right? Like if you were still going with like the more Kamen Rider-esque reference, oh man, that would have been cool.
I have to admit that I find my eye trying to see the whole body, because the background similar in color to the midsection, so it's hard to tell whether it's got an insanely thin body or if it's actually a much thicker body, but the coloring is just messing with me. But it's also something that you see in nature anyway, where some bugs have colorings to help them blend in a little bit better. this does the same thing. I do like that. I don't know if it was an intentional thing or not, but it definitely feels right for this style of creation. This one is, I think, has become my favorite.
Like Fomantis. Fomantis was a very good example of that, which very nice, very nice.
Gurren, you had mentioned that if it still kept the scarf bit, it would be more Kamen Rider-esque. But it does keep that in a sense, because I wanted the bit around the neck to sort of more resemble the open wings of a beetle.
Oh my god, I can see this thing using Fury Attack, right? And it's using it's trying to hit with like the two pointed ones, like the two pointed arms, and then like it's also trying to hit with the two like other hands that it has, like sword at the bottom, just using Fury Attack, trying to like.
I'm about to blow your mind. I'm about to blow your mind, Gurren.
Look
at the stingers.
Okay.
Look at its tail.
Oh, they have the same color.
I was waiting to see who would pick that up.
I did. I caught it. You could all give that thing fell stinger, and you know it has a third stinger that nobody sees because it thinks the tail.
Oh man, that'd be sick. Oh, the Umbreon would not be expecting that. Oh my god.
Umbreon, Espeon, or Leafeon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to choose between having this be the counter for either Espeon or Umbreon, because I thought it would have been very good for either one of them. But then I knew I also wanted to throw the ghost one in there somewhere.
No, this was a solid choice.
I think it was a solid choice now.
Yeah, no, these are great. These are great.
Yeah, and then people will have options now. Granted, like, you know, this becomes like if it becomes like a real thing, people have options now. Like I have this Snopflop evolution that can destroy 3 types of evolution instead. And then you have another option, because if you ever get down to the point where you do make the weakness, you know, the counterparts to the other 2, that or the other one, I should say, sorry, in this case, is the only one missing is like a Leafeon counterpart now.
And with that brings our episode to a close. Let us know what you think about these designs and the concept behind these evolution stalkers. Let us know down below. Also, feel free to kick over any ideas that you guys have. Let us know. Also, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. And as always, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You guys on the next one.